Hello little buns, hello everyone. My name is Stef Sanjati. I am a makeup artist, I'm a gamer, I'm a trans woman. I love beauty and gaming and I love finding ways to make them connect. So today I have the second in a new Pokemon inspired makeup series. Today's makeup is inspired by Squirtle and I'm going to be predominantly using some of the ColourPop Pokemon makeup collection. So I've got this palette, I've got some of the individual shadows, the lip glosses, and I really wanted to put those products to the test, try them out, make something fun. This is the Squirtle look. I did a Charmander one as well that's available, and next will be Bulbasaur. But if you have other Pokemon you want to see me do a look inspired by, let me know in the comments who's your favorite and I'll consider it, because this is going to be a long running series. I might just pop a new Pokemon out every once in a while, like a pregnancy, every 9 months or something. We'll see. In any case, I do want to highlight that this look is not just inspired by Squirtle, it's inspired by Cool Squirtle. And if you know, then you know Cool Squirtle. Cool Squirtle has sort of triangle sunglasses. They're not rhinestones, but hey, I'm Stef Sanjati, I'm gonna have rhinestones, okay? Cool Squirtle has a rasp in their voice. They go Squirtle, squirt, squirt, Squirtle. Unless I just hallucinated that and I'm remembering it wrong, but I'm pretty sure he had a rasp. He was like Squirtle, Squirtle. So my Squirtle looks a little rock star vibes, but we're gonna lean into that. I really enjoyed putting this together. I kind of improvised it. You'll see, like, I started going one direction, then I went a whole other direction. So just enjoy the journey with me. Some of y'all say you like to listen to my videos to relax. Some of y'all like to listen to my videos to learn. Either way, I hope you enjoy. Get yourself your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's get started on this Squirtle inspired makeup look. However, I do want to let you know I'm live on Twitch 3 times a week at least, usually, unless I'm traveling. That's twitch.tv/Stef Sanjati. Usually I'm co-hosting with my boyfriend Travis. We like to play multiplayer games together. Sometimes I'm alone if we're doing like a solo video game. Either way, I'm there live. You can chat with me live. We can interact one-on-one or one on, like, you know, there's a whole group of viewers, but you know, I will see you. I will notice you. We'll chat. It'll be fun. So come hang out with me on Twitch. We're having a lot of fun growing that community and we've had some great streams lately. So I hope you enjoy that show, but I hope you enjoy this one too. Let's get started with the makeup. Sit back, relax, enjoy. Let's have some fun. We're gonna start things off with some skin prep. So if you've been watching my videos, you know the drill. That means some lip balm, some primer, and all of that. But I'm doing something extra today. Regardless of what I'm doing extra, let's start with lip balm. On my last video, y'all gave me a lot of great suggestions for lip balms to try. This one is fine, but you know, I want the novelty of trying something new. So I'm gonna look into some of those suggestions. Thank you so much. My first question for you today is, what is the one sort of die-hard product that you stand by that you would want me to try, or anyone to try? Like, what's the one product you'd recommend to anyone? Let me know. I wanna try some things. Now, what I'm gonna do a bit differently today is I'm gonna mix something with my primer. I wanted to go for like a really tan, almost campy tan look today because, you know, I'm thinking water Pokemon, okay? Squirtle, he's got a bit of orange in his shell. I wanna make sure that's represented, but also, you know, water Pokemon I associate with like tropical environments and like that suntan vibe. I just wanna be a little bronzy, maybe a little super bronzy. So I'm gonna put a sort of underlayer of bronzing on beneath my foundation. I'm gonna mix with my Power Grip primer. I love this stuff. It holds the makeup so well, makes a great base. I'm gonna mix some of e.l.f.'s bronzing drops so that I have kind of like a, I don't know, a bit of tan in my base. Yeah, like 3 drops, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes I'll use this as like an underlayer to start color correcting any kind of like blues in my skin. For example, with like the bit of 5 o'clock shadow that I have, or the little bit of blueness around my eyes. It works a lot more naturally in the summer when I've already got a bit of a tan. Right now, I'm getting into my fall shade, which is quite pale. So it looks a little wild, but we're gonna lean into that for the water Pokemon inspo. Because listen, if I was Misty, if I was a water Pokemon trainer, I would be at the beach all the time, being the whale whisperer or whatever. I got Psyducks to chat with, to gossip with. I want to know what Gyarados is doing in the summertime. I gotta be at the beach. To make sure everything's consistent, I'm gonna put a bit more of that bronzing drop, however, just on my chest. Just a little bit right there, a little bit right there. And I will blend that in with like a buffing brush. Let's use this one. Why not? I just don't want like a super harsh cutoff at my neck for the bronziness. So I'm gonna blend that in here. Now that I look a little bit more bronzed up, I'm gonna move into skin. And today I'm gonna use a different foundation than I normally do because I'm gonna go with my summer shade. I'm gonna use Urban Decay's Hydromaniac Stay Naked Tinted Glow Hydration. This is kind of a sheer medium coverage foundation. Not a lot of color to it, but I like it a lot. And I like doing this little like frosting pattern. It's also a really glowy foundation, and I kind of want to look wet by the end. I want my skin to have like that wet glow. So I'm going to lean into the hydrated look, just tapping that foundation in. This one has a really beautiful texture. I tried this one totally just sort of out of the blue. I was doing a collab with Shoppers for Instagram, Shoppers Drug Mart. If you're not from Canada, it's like our Ulta. And one of the products they sent me with this foundation, and I tried it and I fell in love with it instantly. This is still my first bottle. I used it the entire summer and I've still got like half the bottle left. So that's pretty good. For concealer, I'm gonna use the Hydrating Camo Concealer from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I've just got this in so many shades and it does the trick. Does a great job. No complaints here. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit right there in the front, under my eye, a little bit under the back of my eye, down the bridge of my nose in a straight line, forehead, everywhere I might want a little bit of highlight. And again, I'm going with the Hydrating Camo Concealer for more of that glowy effect. I want to look a little like sun-kissed, glowy, maybe a little sweaty. Maybe it's sweaty in the water gym. I don't know. I want to look refreshed and hydrated. I want to look like blue Gatorade. The inspo may be Squirtle, but a girl's gotta look like she drinks blue Gatorade. For contour, I'm doing something a bit different than I have been lately. I'm gonna actually use another e.l.f. Cosmetics product. This is the Halo Glow Beauty Wand. These are awesome because they're super just intuitive to use. It's your standard sort of wand tip applicator where you squeeze a little bit of product out and then you just apply. So I'm gonna use that to do all of my cream contouring. I might go in with powder after. We're gonna see how it all looks as I go. I'm not gonna make all of my choices right away. So cheekbones, down the side of the nose, and maybe a little bit on the temples, just a bit, and then definitely jawline. And I will blend this with the same brush I used to blend out the bronzing drops. Another thing about going for a more bronzy, tan, orangey skin, like campy tan is what I said, is if we're going with blues in the eyes, it's gonna actually make that stand out so much more, because orange and blue are complementary colors. So when we put them next to each other, they both look more vibrant. The skin's gonna look more vibrant and alive, and the eyeshadow is gonna look more vibrant and exciting. Win-win if you ask me. Blending out that nose contour. Makes it easier to blend, I think, with cream. If you clamp your brush down and make it narrower. You can also get brushes that are just narrower, but I am a multi-purpose tool kind of gal. I like making one brush do as many things as I can. Sometimes that's not possible, but here it is. And I'm just gonna narrow that shadow out with my concealer sponge. Now for blush, I wasn't sure. I've got a few thoughts. I was gonna go with my traditional sort of Pinky Promise pink, but I thought, okay, are we going full orange though? Because I could go even fuller orange and just make it wild, make it crazy. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I might go there. There's also this like slightly more tame orange. Sort of, it's also darker. It's hard to say. I think that one's called Bronze Bombshell. Or, you know what we could really do? We could just get crazy and use both oranges. Let's try it. So I'm going to take the Bronze Bombshell. This is e.l.f. Cosmetics liquid camo blush or camo liquid blush. I'm not sure this blush is really intended for my skin tone, but we're going to see what happens. All right, 3 little dots. If anything, it's going to enhance the contour. Then I'll go into my blush blending brush and just tap it out like I do my pinks. Let's see what happens. Okay, that is pretty intense. That might be all the blush a gal needs, since I do plan on going pretty intense with the eyeshadow color. So let's blend the other side. I like this, especially with my summer shade. It's quite beautiful, actually. Now to make sure that we're reinforcing that wet look on the skin before we go into powder, I'm gonna use my favorite highlighter for the wet look. This is the e.l.f. Cosmetics Jelly Pop Glow Stick. It is a very wet looking highlighter. So to really get that in there, I'm just gonna press that into the high points of my face right now. You can see already that looks really dewy. Dewy beyond dewy. It looks like I've been laying in the sun for hours and I've got a layer of oil on my skin, which I like. I think I like that for this look especially. And I'm gonna go right down the center of my nose for my highlight. A little bit above the Cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin. And then to really reinforce the wet look on the sides of the forehead. Something I like about blending this highlighter with my fingers, nothing else seems to move the product the right way. So that is our pre-powder highlighter. I might go in with more of that after, we'll have to see. Now I'm gonna set all of this base with the powder I'm currently going through. I've been using this one for several videos. This is a Marcel powder. It's not bad, honestly. It just isn't my favorite. So you know what? Here's a specific product I could ask for some suggestions to replace is my loose setting powder. I was using for the longest time the Derma Blend, which I loved. They discontinued it in Canada. I don't know if it's still available in the US. Then I was using some e.l.f. Cosmetics powders that I really liked, which were much more affordable. I also had a Lancome one in the middle that I loved, but it was like a $60 powder, and frankly, I can't afford that. However, I would be willing to spend the same, like 60-ish bucks on a new setting powder if it came highly recommended. So if you have any setting powder recommendations, whatever the price point and whatever the reason, let me know, because I am definitely looking for a new everyday setting powder. I like to set under my eyes with the back of the beauty sponge and a considerable amount of powder. And then I'll go into the rest of the face with a fluffy blending brush. Now let's clean up the rest of the skin with this powder brush. The great thing about that Jelly Pop glow stick on my cheekbones is you can see it still looks quite glowy, even though I've already applied powder on top of it. It's a pretty impressive shine, and it holds. Like, I've applied powder on top of it, it's not going anywhere. Okay, base is done, and it's time for a little moment of truth with y'all. What are you drinking? Last time I was drinking some like sweet tea, it was delicious. This time I'm drinking just black coffee. This is straight black coffee. I don't know if y'all can see it. You can't, it's so dark. I'm not normally a black coffee kind of gal. I like my coffee with a bunch of cream in it. No sugar, preferably, just cream. Like a nice creamy, soothing, warm, ooh, delish. But your girl is out of cream and we haven't been to the grocery store all week. It's been a busy week. It's 5 in the morning. This is the only time I have all week to record this video. I wanted to make sure I did it for you because I want to stick to my goals of getting one video a week every Sunday. So here I am, 5 a.m. recording this for you with my black coffee because we ain't been to the grocery store. But I want to be here for you. So I hope you enjoy the video. I'm having a lot of fun recording it. It's a nice snoozy morning here, so thanks for sitting with me. I hope you're enjoying whatever you're drinking too. Is it coffee? Is it something else? Let me know. Let me know what you're drinking. I may come back to the face later, but it's time to get into the eyes. We're gonna start the eyes with an eyelid primer, as always. I've been enjoying the e.l.f. Cosmetics Lock It Down eyeshadow primer. It really does the trick. I've got no complaints. I did have somebody recommend to me in the last video to try the ColourPop eyeshadow primer. So the next time I do a ColourPop order, I might order that primer as well and let you know what I think of the difference. We'll have to see whatever limited collection they come out with next. If I like it, I'll get the primer with it for sure. I'm also going to apply some of this primer under my eye, like along the lower lash line, because I have something I want to do down there as well. We're going to do predominantly blue on the top, actually almost exclusively blue, maybe a bit of silver, maybe a bit of white on the upper eyelid. But below the eye, I want to do a little bit of orange because if you look at gorgeous little Squirtle's design, he's got obviously a ton of blue. His skin's blue, but his belly is like a soft yellow and his shell is orange, almost like a brick orange. I don't know how else to describe it. I want to make sure those are represented. Otherwise, it's just like a blue look, which I don't think is 100% going to communicate Squirtle. And I want to make sure I'm communicating Squirtle. So we're going to do a bit of orange under the eye, a lot of blue on top, and it's going to be cute AF. All right. All right. The eyelid primer is on, and we're gonna break out the star of the show. This is the Palette Town palette from ColourPop. When we did the Charmander look, we used a lot of I Choose You. We used a lot of Vermilion City and a lot of Saffron City. I think those were the 3 shades we really used. Today, we're gonna use a lot of, in here, Indigo League, SSN. Oh my God, the SSN! Flashbacks, okay. And Cerulean City, which I think is where Misty met Ash for the first time. So like big throwback. And then as well, I think Evolution, this silver up here is gonna be gorge. So we're gonna focus on these 4 on the lid, but I'm gonna use a bit of Vermilion City under my eye to start. I wanna get the orange on there to start so that I don't have to go back to it later and try to make it work. We're gonna grab Vermilion City, this orange shade, and we're gonna start with that under the eye on the lower lash line. Let's see. It's not really pigmented. I might have to pick up some of the red and mix it in. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pick up a bit of I Choose You. Okay, that's giving more orange. Let's do that. Bit of I Choose You, bit of Vermilion City. Oh yeah, that's working. And I'm gonna bring that kind of out in a bit of a wing shape at the back, but not very far. I wanna make sure this doesn't look too much like the Charmander look with the orange on the bottom. And I'll go into a bit of the Saffron City yellow as well, just to blend that out. and keep it in the orange family rather than let it go too far to the red side. Now for the lid, I'm definitely going to go back to the palette, but I wanted to consider using the Super Shock shadow in Squirtle's shade, which I'm pretty sure is called Water Gun. I should really look at the box. The box says the shade is Hydro Pump, of course. Hydro Pump, which is as iconic a move for Squirtle as Flamethrower was for Charmander, which was his shade. I don't know exactly how vivid that's going to go on, but I think I want to try it. Oh yeah, this is a lot more vivid than the Charmander Super Shock was. So I'm going to bring that, honestly, across the entire front 2/3 maybe of my eyelid. I like this. It's really grabbing the primer really, really well. It's going on really opaque, a nice bold, almost creamy blue. Like it's going on like a cream color almost. It's that thick. I think if I wasn't using a primer though, this would probably go on really sheer, which could be super duper pretty, but definitely not what I'm going for. So, wow, yeah, that goes on almost like a paint. That's wild. I will say I am picking up quite a bit of shadow on the brush, and I'm applying it with a pretty intense pressure. Like I'm not obviously poking my eyeball out, but I'm not brushing it lightly. I am packing it on. That's the word we used to use, packing. I'm packing the eyeshadow on my eyelid. We're going heavy. This ain't a clean girl face, you know what I mean? I'm also bringing that blue shadow down in the front of my eye so that I can really define that as blue zone, if you will. I want orange zone just in a one spot. This is blue zone. Now back to Palette Town. I'm gonna go into Indigo League, our dark blue. I'm going to pack that on similarly in the other section of the eyelid, so on our back 2/3. And you know me, I can't live without a winged eyeshadow look, so I'm going to apply that in a bit of a triangle or a diamond shape at the back of my eye, and we will worry about blending that crease when it's time. For now, I'm going to focus on blending Indigo League into our Super Shock shadow right here so that I get a nice soft blend between the two, which is just going to involve gently brushing back and forth. And you can see that blend is happening really nice and smooth. Oh my girl. I'm pleased. Let's keep working on that blend. We'll just go back and forth. Stun. While I apply this eyeshadow, y'all, what's new with you? What is new with you? What's exciting? Tell me something fun. I'll tell you something fun. We had a really good stream last night, my boyfriend and I. We co-host on Twitch together once in a while, actually quite often. A few times a week, once in a while, girl. A few times a week. And last night we did a stream for Warhammer 40K, Space Marine 2, which is an awesome game. It's not like Pokemon, I'll tell you that for free. It is very dark. If you know Warhammer, you know what I'm saying. But I love Warhammer. I think it's so cool. Space Marine 2, I wasn't sure what to expect. Wow, is it worth it? It is so awesome. We had a fantastic stream last night, though. Had a raid from my friend Zoe Hill, and also from Alluring Skull. If y'all know Alluring Skull, you probably know her from TikTok. That's Jory. She does a lot of content with her girlfriend, and they're super adorable. So she and her community came through and said hello, which was really nice. And we enjoyed some Space Marines. We had lots of support from the community. Thank you very much if you're watching. You know who you are. Lilith, Claire sub. We got a bunch of new subs. It was fun. It was a fun show. We had a blast. We actually ran the show super late because we were having so much fun we didn't want to stop. And it was the first show in a long time where we finished a campaign on stream with the community. That was really fun. So if you want to be part of our video game adventures, you can join me and my boyfriend very often at twitch.tv/Stef Sanjati. We're live like usually 3-ish times a week, sometimes more. Depends on what's going on in our lives and in the gaming industry. But we are having a blast. While I was talking there, I actually went into this Evolution silver shade up in the corner. It's quite beautiful right here. It goes on really shimmery. I put that just on top of the front Super Shock shadow. And then I'm going to go into Cerulean City here, which is this soft turquoisey blue. And I'm going to try to blend the Super Shock and the blue together some more. I think I got a little bit of that pretty turquoise lost as I was blending things. And this is also going to introduce a bit of a matte element, which is interesting. Everything's been quite shimmery so far. We got our basic shapes and color placement figured out, but we are not anywhere close to done. We have to do a lot of blending. So to do that, I'm going to introduce my signature trick. I'm applying a skin tone eyeshadow all around the outside of this original placement. And that's going to help us blend that shadow out. out. I'm gonna do the same along the back and under eye here, all around that shape with a skin tone eyeshadow. Honestly, I think even like a translucent powder would do great here. What a skin tone eyeshadow is gonna offer though that a translucent powder can't is helping sort of taper down that color a little bit. If you don't wanna go too intense with the color, this will help soften the color. And to start the blending, I'm gonna go into SS and this darker blue here, kind of a medium blue, on my little domed brush so I can be particular about the placement. And I'm gonna run that along the outside of my shape in the back. I'd say 2/3 in the back of the eye here, blending that out. All right, we're not done blending. I'm going back to Cerulean City, and this is gonna go in the front, sort of third, to help blend out the shadow. Along where we placed SS, and I'm gonna bring it as well to help soften it as it blends out. And now with a fluffy blending brush, I'm gonna focus on getting that blend as soft as possible. Probably gonna go back in and deepen up that blue in the back of the eye a little bit more. I feel like I've lost some of our intensity there. And the waves, they're not all what's on the surface, you know? There's some dark shit down there. Speaking of water, I don't remember the name of the movie. I think it might have been Pokémon 2000, the one with Lugia. Does anyone remember that? That was, listen, Lugia to me was from the same era as like when everybody was obsessed with whale song and wearing seashells on their body and like tropical ocean breeze vibes. It was just everywhere, early 2000s. And then my personal suspicion is that got a little too inconvenient, you know, for the people trying to make money off that aesthetic when we were like, oh, but the ocean's dying. And then they were just like, the ocean's not cool anymore. Marine animals, like, they're just not cool. They're not cool anymore. But that Lugia movie though, amazing. I still love whales. I listened to whale song in the shower the other day. Let me know if you do the same. It's rare for me. Kind of forgot about it, but then I remembered and I felt sad. Can you tell that it's 5 in the morning? Can you tell that I'm doing this makeup at 5 in the morning, talking to you about being sad and whale songs? I hope you're enjoying this treat. Now I'm going back in with Indigo League and intensifying the blue at the back of the eye. I think that created a really gorgeous blend. I wanna make sure that's nice and present. Just right in that deepest part. So right in that crease area at the back of my eye and the back of the eyelid. I'm gonna try to blend it out pretty well. I'm gonna let my eyes sit a minute because she's already watering. Oh no. If you're gonna be a regular here, you're gonna have to learn that this eyeball, she will water. Let it be a tradition. We do our eyeshadow, it's looking fab. We're gonna put on some finishing touches to like really make it pop and make it look finished and professional. And she's gonna say, hey, you know what would be really cool is if I smudged the front of your eye. I told my boyfriend about this problem with my eye yesterday. And he was like, he looked at me in the face and my smudged eyeliner and he was like, girl, I can't see it. And maybe that's true, but I know you can. For my brows today, I'm using an e.l.f. Cosmetics brow pencil. This shade's a little bit too warm for me, but it's what I got right now. I'm gonna be picking up more of my ash blonde pencil. You know, a precision pencil is a precision pencil. I ain't gonna say no. We're just gonna have some dark brows today and it's gonna be stylish. Looking in the mirror, I'm kind of thinking I should have done more blue on the bottom, but if we change our mind, we can do that. In the meantime though, because we're going with Cool Squirtle, all right, Cool Squirtle is a badass. Cool Squirtle has chiseled cheekbones. Cool Squirtle takes no shit. And for that reason, I am gonna amp up my contour a bit. This is the e.l.f. Cosmetics contour palette in light medium. I'm just gonna go into the darkest shade here very lightly and gonna push up this contour a little bit along my cheekbone, blend it upward. I've been regularly going back after I finish my eyes to amp up this contour, and I've been using this product the same way. So I add a little bit of that darker contour using this kind of precision face brush. It's interesting. I don't know what it's intended for, but it's really, really great for just getting that chiseled shape in that very specific spot and blending it upward. I'm not applying it under the cheekbone though. I'm applying it right on top of the cheekbone at the back and then blending it upward. And it's great for getting that snatched cheekbone. I love it. Now something different I'm gonna do today, I haven't used this very much. This is actually an eyeshadow pencil. I'm gonna put it in my eyes though. This is Cheekbone Beauty's Fearless Eyeshadow in Cobalt Blue. It is a gorgeous bright blue pencil. And I'm gonna put that in my Tightline. We're gonna see what that does. If I had brown eyes, it would be absolutely stunning. It would make my eyes pop like mad. I have blue eyes, so, you know, putting blue eyeshadow on can enhance blue eyes, but it's not necessarily my recommended go-to. reds, yellows, oranges look amazing on blue eyes. If you want to see a look on blue eyes with those colors, you can look at the Charmander video I did just before this one last week. I'll put a link in the description. It's part of my Pokemon series. I'm just going to run that all along my eye. I want to limit how much black eyeliner I have on today because of my eye watering. So I'm going to try to get creative with my eyeliner and use this shadow pencil instead. But there will be black. There has to be. Just because that's what I'm planning to do, but I think for the front, I want to stick to more blue. So I'm also going to place this pencil right in my inner corner, and that's created a more rounded shape in the front, which I'm kind of digging right now. But to intensify it, I'm going to take a little bit of my Indigo League dark blue eyeshadow on an angled brush and try to set it in place or intensify it a little bit all along my upper lash line. So there's almost like this soft blended blue eyeliner. I think that's working well, actually. I think it's looking quite good. And then I will go in with some black liquid liner in a bit for something different, but I'm liking how this is coming out. Y'all, I said this in the Charmander video and I'll say it again. These ColourPop shadows blend exceptionally well. They just they melt together like paints. It's amazing. They're also really affordable for such a creative selection of color. I'm liking how this is going so far, but it's time to add a little bit of black liner because I've got something very specific I want to do. In order to evoke the Squirtle as much as possible, I want to actually do sort of a Squirtle tail inspired eyeliner at the back, which is like a curled tail, like a squirrel tail, really. So it's like a swirl. And I can't just put a swirl there without having liner on the rest. So I'm going to start just ahead of my inner corner with an extremely thin line of black. Extremely thin. I do not want the black to be even as visible as it was in the Charmander look until the back of the eye. And back here, we're going to do our typical wing. Off that wing, we're going to do a Squirtle tail swirl. So I'm going to bring it up, around, and down. And this isn't going to give the same lifted effect that a wing usually does. It's pretty small, but I wanted to include the Squirtle tail. How could I not? We're going to go for it. We're going to live with it. We're going to make it work. What is life if you don't experiment with a Squirtle tail eyeliner once in a while? I could have gone much larger with it, but I didn't want it to overpower the eyeshadow itself because I really like this eyeshadow. I think the blend is gorge. I'm pretty happy with it. So I didn't want to cover it with a giant Squirtle tail design. It's just a little Squirtle detail. No biggie, no biggie. Now, y'all, I have news for you. You know how I said at the beginning, I was like, we're going to put orange down first because I want to base it around having some orange in the Squirtle. Turns out I've changed my mind as I do. And instead of leaving that orange as is, I'm gonna add a bunch of blue. And I think I can cover it well enough that you won't even know it was there. I'm gonna start with that cobalt pencil and I'm gonna put that right in my waterline. Pretty generous with it so that it works well to sort of grab the product and enhance that blue. I think that the bit of orange in my skin is enough to sort of throw to that Squirtle color palette. I don't need to put orange around my eyes. So we've done the blue in the waterline, and now I'm gonna go into that Indigo League dark blue shimmer on an angle brush so we're really precise. And I'm gonna use that right along my lower lash line. I'm gonna smudge it almost, drag it back and forth. And cool Squirtle would have some rocker vibes. So I'm gonna actually bring that inner corner blue down farther. Honestly, I think this is saying Squirtle and water Pokemon to me already a lot more. Now that that darker blue's on there, I'm gonna go into SS and apply that directly on top and start blending out this blue so we have a softer edge. This is some old school Stef Sanjati eyeshadow silhouette. If you remember my Power of Makeup video from before I transitioned, this is the same eyeliner silhouette I did back then where I made it really dark and really thick on the bottom. And I love that. It's still a vibe. Now with Cerulean City, I'm going to go sort of imitate the blend on the top, blend out that blue on the bottom. I think this was the right choice. I'm happy with this. Now to really maximize that match, I'm gonna go back to my Super Shock Squirtle Shadow and Hydro Pump. This is such a pretty color, oh my gosh. I'm getting that nice and dense on a flat eyeshadow blending brush like I did in the first place. I'm gonna pop that right in the front, sort of underneath of the eyeliner shape of that darkest blue, and blend it backwards into the rest of my under eye eyeshadow, like so. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Super duper pretty. I want there to be a really reflective finish here, so I am gonna finally go into an e.l.f. Cosmetics liquid metallic shadow in their silver shade. I don't remember the name of this one. It's hard to read on the bottom of the bottle, but it's the white silvery shade, and I'm gonna pop that under the eye in that exact location to hopefully give that shimmery wet look right there. And same on the other side. On the top here, similar placement. All right, I'm happy with this eyeshadow look. We're gonna do mascara, but again, I'm gonna give my eyes a break. So let's do some finishing touches and my lips and then go back to the eyes to finish. For another finishing touch, I'm going back to my Jelly Pop Glow Stick and I'm gonna enhance the wetness, especially of my cheekbone. Enhance the wetness is gonna be on a t-shirt one day, I swear to God. So I'm gonna take that Jelly Pop Glow Stick, tap it onto the cheekbone, just in that kind of triangle, right where we would have our highlighter place. I'm just gonna tap that out to blend it a little bit. That's fun. Enhance the wetness, y'all. There you go. Enhance. And I'll do a line of that down my nose in the center. Have y'all noticed my manicure in deep need of a fill? She needs a fill. Let me know what color you think I should get my nails done. I think I'm gonna get them done in a couple days after this video goes live. So would love some input. I'm kind of considering, like, what if I do like this kind of blue color and the sort of that bright blue in the middle, but metallic? I think that might be cute. That's more summery, but who gives a shit, right? Who gives a shit about anything? Do whatever color you want. Live your life. For lips, I'm gonna line them with a natural lip liner. This is my shade in e.l.f. Cosmetics Cream Glide Lip Liner. I don't know the exact shade name, but it will be in the description. Next for lips, I'm gonna use a gloss. I've only used this like once or twice before. It still has the label on it, like the part you're supposed to take off. I like it a lot. I'm still trying it out. I'm still sort of test running it because it does have a plumping effect, a little bit tingly. It's not too uncomfortable though. I like it so far. This is e.l.f. Cosmetics Lip Plumping Gloss in the shade Sparkling Rosé. And the reason I'm choosing it is it's actually really similar to the pink of Squirtle's tongue. Weird thing to say, but I'm sure you get it. We're doing makeup inspired by Squirtle, okay? You gotta bring his color palette forward. It's just such a perfect pink. Like, I love a rose pink gloss and this is nailing it. It's a great shade. It's really pigmented as well. And what's gonna make a face look wet for a water type Pokemon more than a gloss? But on top of that, because we wanna honor this Pokemon collection with ColourPop, I am gonna pop one of the Evolution Ultra Lip Glossy Trios in Waterstone down here. It is really pretty. This is like a blue tint. It's really interesting. It does make you look a little bit dead in the lips, but I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna rock it. I don't wanna get the applicator like cross-contaminated with this pink, so I am going to apply that to the back of my hand and pull it from there. Yeah, like look at how purple that is. It's really cold looking. I think it'd be amazing for like an icy winter look. It brings so much purple into the lip. It's really pretty. Now I am gonna do some mascara and honestly a lash as well. I'm not gonna curl the lashes today. I might curl them after I put the false on, I'm not sure. But for now I'm just going to apply this Lash and Roll mascara, e.l.f. Cosmetics Lash and Roll. Really straightforward, just applies a nice black coat. I like a straightforward mascara, especially if I'm wearing a lash because, you know, the lash does all the heavy lifting. Why complicate your mascara? If you really wanted to stick to the water Pokemon energy, you could do a blue mascara here too. I don't think I own one, but that would be an interesting idea and an interesting thing to add in. I'll do a light application of mascara on the lower lashes just for like a finishing touch. I don't want too much black though. We don't want to cover up all this pretty blending. For my lash today, I'm doing the same one I did for the Charmander look. It's kind of like a chunky it's a chunky clustered kind of lash, but not too dense, not too big, not too thick. I like a lighter lash, just to add a little bit of fullness and interest and dimension. I feel like a very light false lash can really elevate a very simple look into something and make it look a lot more polished. But an extreme lash can kind of take it to an unpolished place, depending on what you're going for. I like to keep it demure. Obviously, Squirtle won the first vote, and you can't really have you vote between Bulbasaur and nothing. So Bulbasaur will be next because he's the other Pokemon in the trio, but I'm still on the lookout for your other Pokemon suggestions. I am taking Pokemon suggestions for Pokemon-inspired makeup looks because this will be an ongoing series. Pokemon's not going anywhere, and it's been here for my whole damn life, so you know I love it. If you have any Pokemon you want to see me tackle a look inspired by, please let me know in the comments. I am reading them. I am taking all of your suggestions into mind while I come up with new looks. Like, I feel like a Jigglypuff would be a vibe, you know what I mean? But I can't hear Jigglypuff's name without hearing her like, Jiggly? can't do the Jigglypuff sound, but the sound she makes at the beginning of her B move in Super Smash Bros. When she's charging up that B roll, that sound haunts me in my nightmares. Jigglypuff is a fierce opponent in Smash. I have kicked some serious King K. Rool ass with Jiggly's Lullaby, put them to sleep, charge up a big smash on them. Oh, hell yeah. You gotta sneak up on them while they're distracted though in like a free-for-all fight. Okay, lashes on. Let's set the face. I actually, you know, it may be 5 a.m. and it may look like this, but I want this to last all day because I'm not doing my makeup again to go to the grocery store. We're going to go looking like this. I'm going to set it with my all-nighter spray from Urban Decay. This stuff makes it stay all day long. We're going to be staying cool Squirtle inspired till the sun goes back down because it's not even up yet. Let's go. Would you look at that? I look even more aquatic when my face is wet with setting spray. Now there's only one thing left to do to really embody cool Squirtle. We have to have cool Squirtle sunglasses. This is the closest I got, but I think it's pretty good. Squirtle. 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 If you remember cool Squirtle, he has like a rasp. He's Squirtle. He's not Squirtle, he's Squirtle. Squirtle. Squirtle, squirt, squirt, Squirtle. Can you get me a refill in my coffee, please? I clearly need it. My God. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. For me, it's the morning. I wonder what time it is for you. You let me know. If it's your morning as well and you had a nice cup of coffee to sit with me and enjoy some makeup applications, some chill vibes, some Squirtle vibes, thank you so much for taking that time. No matter what time it is though, thank you for spending some time with me. I really appreciate that. I hope you liked this Squirtle inspired makeup look. I'm very inspired actually to keep on doing these like icy blue vibes. I think I like it more than I thought I would. So it's always fun when you're improvising with makeup, trying something new, and you find something that you didn't expect to really love. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with this. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Next in line for the Pokemon inspired series will definitely be Bulbasaur. And I'm really excited because this palette so far has been 2 for 2 with both looks I've made out of it. So we've got Charmander and now Squirtle. Bulbasaur's got some great colors. He's got like that nice greens, nice turquoise, but also I think a fuchsia is gonna really come through there. And we got these gorgeous purples and pinks in here. I'm gonna figure something out. Somebody else requested Gengar and some ghost Pokemon too. I can really see something cool going on there. So we're gonna figure something out. It's gonna be awesome. But next is Bulbasaur. Let me know what other Pokemon you wanna see. In the meantime, I hope you'll join me over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Stef Sanjati. I'm live there at least 3 times a week with my boyfriend Travis, or sometimes solo, but most often we co-host together. Most recently, for example, we have enjoyed so much Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. We're also streaming some World of Warcraft, and we'd love to have you there. Even if you don't know video games, if you don't play video games, you might enjoy the live show aspect, get a little taste of video games for yourself without having to actually play them. And also, I'm there hanging out live and you can chat with me and we'll have a good time together. So join me on Twitch. I'd love to see you there. If you are into gaming and you want to participate or even hang out with my more close-knit, specialized gaming community, we have our Discord channel, which you can also find a link to in the description. I'm always posting in there or looking at what people are doing with gaming. We have real life sections, beauty and fashion sections too. So if you want to share some makeup products, like whatever it is you like, our Discord community has space for it. So please join me there as well. As always, I'm also active on Instagram and Twitter, so you can find me in all the places. I hope I see you around. I really appreciate you. It's been so much fun trying to keep up with these YouTube videos that I want to make. And I really appreciate the support, especially on my Trans Makeup 101, like my big makeup class video I did. It's also super useful for people that aren't trans and just are newer to makeup or want to learn the basics of makeup again or review them. So check that out if you haven't already. I want that video to shine for a long time. So if you haven't seen it already, please check it out. If you have, it's also really effective as like a study guide. So if you're practicing your makeup skills and you want to just kind of go back through the basics like once a week or whatever, sit down to do your makeup, put that video on, we'll hang out together and do the whole face, okay? In any case, I have enjoyed doing this Squirtle makeup with you. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me. I hope I'll see you again. I post YouTube videos here every single Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and they're predominantly focused on beauty, kind of meeting gaming somewhere, but sometimes I just do pure beauty videos, so let me know what you want to see from me in regards to beauty and gaming. If you are more interested in the gaming stuff, like I said, find me on Twitch and Discord. With all that said, I'm gonna let you go, but I can't wait to see you again on Sunday. Make sure you leave a comment letting me know what you think of this. Any support really means the world to me on these YouTube videos. I'm working really hard to build this channel back up because, you know, I was really active a number of years ago doing work I really stand by, but over time that changed, and I really want to come at this with my whole heart and do content that really matters to me. And beauty and gaming and just having fun with y'all is awesome. Producing beauty resources for trans women means a lot to me. I just want to be here doing meaningful and fun things with y'all. So thank you for the support. I'll see you next Sunday with more YouTube. And in the meantime, I'll see you everywhere else, okay? Have a wonderful day. And just remember, you can rock crazy makeup looks to the grocery store if you want to. I'm going to. I will be at the grocery store buying toilet paper in what? What time is it? Computer, what time is it? In 15 minutes. Wish me luck. I'll see you later, okay? Bye. Squirtle. Squirt, 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 squirtle. Squirt. Oh, I do have my phone. We're going to find out today, definitively, if Cool Squirtle did indeed have a rasp. I'm just going to look up on YouTube, Cool Squirtle. The Squirtle Squad. No way.
Let's spray it on Pikachu.
Squirt, Squirtle. Whoa. Wait a minute. Squirtle! Oh my god. All right, so it is confirmed. Squirtle does indeed. Cool Squirtle does have squirt, Squirtle, squirt, 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 squirt. Okay. All right. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to go grocery shopping now because you know what? Cool Squirtle needs some eggs and bread and bagels and shit. So I'll join me next time.